Welcome to the Entertaining Stupid Podcast, a hobby and excuse for me and my friends to meet up and actually spend some time together. We'll ramble on and test the limits of how much time we can actually be in the same room with each other. Pull up a chair and join us. Hey everybody, welcome back to another weekly rendition of the Entertaining Stupid Podcast. My name is Jason, and my amigos with me today are
Sylvan,
Real,
Dan,
Matt.
So, I just want to start off with this. I call it a funny story. About a week ago, I come home and I find my cousin making out with her boyfriend on the living room couch there, and
Privacy much?
Look, I walk in, it's my place, all right, and I'm running the show here, and you know what?
Jason.
I went full dad mode. I went, what the fuck are you doing? Get the fuck out of my house! And I kicked them out.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
Because I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna have this opportunity later on. I gotta take it now. I gotta do it.
What a stupid excuse.
I love it. Pretty stupid excuse. I'm never gonna get the chance to be a dad, so I'm being a dad. Get out of my house.
Dick move though.
So why did you kick him out? Like, how did your cousin react?
Oh, she was a little flustered. I mean, she's like
Poorly.
16. I mean,
Oh, okay.
Buckets of tears.
yeah.
Crying,
No, she
bawling.
kind of like.
Well, yeah, she would probably hate you.
I know,
Has she
I
talked to you since?
Yeah, she has. And you know what? I'm running the show here. It's my rules. You gotta suck it up. Life sucks.
that's
Pretty harsh.
So you're the one screwing up life, dude.
Yeah.
I'm seeing you as the villain. I'm sorry.
I would love to see Jason get kicked
I'm
out
totally
of like
fine.
making
Let's
out
kick
with the
Jason
chick.
out.
Yeah,
I'm
let's
totally
kick
Get out of my
Jason out.
podcast.
No, but that's I get the mentality.
Okay, wait. Was your most your entire justification was this is my only opportunity for this, or were you actually like,
I
don't want to see this?
I was tired. It was late, and I was like, all right, no, I'm not having none of this. Everyone's going to bed.
Everyone go to bed. Yeah, you can join her in the bed. That's fine. I mean,
It's like 6 o'clock.
So
Like,
then would the
come on, dude.
implication be not over
it's supper time.
not over the very, very obvious PDA, but over the fact that it was late and that was just like, I don't want this shit happening right now, it's loud. Because if it was loud, like I've seen loud where it's like smacking and you're like, that's too much lip.
Well, I think he would probably go in there with an axe if that was the case, because he probably wanted to kill that guy if it was loud.
Well, I've got an
It's
axe.
his
is a bit of an
16-year-old
escalation.
cousin. It's his 16-year-old
Taking someone
cousin.
out of a house is one thing. Grabbing an axe and maniacally saying like, yeah,
Well, if you're hitting pounding, you're not thinking making out, Dan. I'm telling you that right now.
Matt, I'm pretty sure there's some steps between you.
Yeah, between you
kicking
running
someone
in
out
with an
and
axe.
murder.
Oh,
and you
I
being
know.
like,
I'm
hey,
just like,
I'm just
what
saying.
the fuck is going
If he's
on
willing
in
to see
there?
them make out and kick him out, I could only imagine what's gonna happen.
No, you could take the other alternative, which is if it's bugging you, you just sit there and you just literally sit there with the coffee.
Oh
don't look
my
at them. 'Cause that
God.
would indicate voyeurism. We don't know.
Maintain eye contact.
Fucking
and
sit at the
dominance.
coffee table with
Yeah,
a newspaper
no,
and just start reading.
And then just start talking to yourself and just sit there saying shit like, God damn it, the stocks are always going down, and just make weird small talk until eventually they feel awkward enough to leave and then problem solved.
What if she powers move over
Yeah, but
you
the
and just
whole-
keeps going?
The whole thing is like Jason's trying to get him out of the house regardless.
I get that.
So
I'm just thinking of a funny way to get rid of them, that's all.
Yeah, but they would just move to a different room, so he has gold wouldn't be.
No.
accomplished.
She's got to one up the power struggle.
Yeah, it's a power struggle.
Sit
It's
at
classic.
the kitchen table with you and keep making out.
So it's like a nuclear arms race, right?
Yeah.
And then that once they sit down, and then you go into full on like disclosing too much information about yourself. In the sense that like sometimes when I go to bed, I wonder, would it be more comfortable wearing women's underwear? And and then you start going those kind of.
And then you go
conversations.
full dad and you take off the shirt with a beer, rest the beer on your beer gut.
And then you start asking them philosophical questions like, why did my wife leave me? You just look at them straight up in the face. There's a lot of good ways to get your.
This is getting weird, man.
I just always think of like.
And then it leads him to throwing his,
It's just
glass whiskey Mickey at the wall, and it breaks and shatters. Look what you're making me do! Look what you're making me do, Barbara! And then it leads to an axe.
Yeah, that leads to an axe.
Oh, and the very
got
end, you're
full
like,
circle.
I'm going to bed. And then go up to him, you're like, it's nice to meet you, and shake his hand.
It's nice to meet
The best
you,
would be
sir.
like, get the fuck out of my house right now! And he goes, I don't have a ride. Okay, I'll drive you. Where do you live?
Yeah. Or you even reverse it on me. Say, get the fuck out of my house and into my bed to the guy. And then you just stare at him, just really menacingly until he just goes, you know what, man, I don't want any of this. I'm just gonna bounce. Talk to you later, honey. I mean, girl I only just met. I will not contact you again. That's the end of that.
And get into my bed.
Get into my bed. You power struggle him because that's
So
the thing.
which power move did you use, Jason?
Yeah, which power move did you
I
use?
just-
Did you use the axe? Did you use the
Subtle gay innuendo.
No, I did the disappointing mom thing. You know, hands on the hips, leaning in a little bit, shaking my finger at her.
Oh,
That is weird though.
I had a moment though.
Well, I mean, like she's only 16 years old, and I remember the day her aunt brought her home and that kind of stuff. I remember, you know, teaching
At
her
the age of 5.
teaching her how to ride a
This is your
bike.
newest-
I'm teaching her how to drive right now, and it's just like, it makes me feel old.
Yeah.
Remember when she brought her
I get that
home?
though, because it's like you see them. It's like the comparison for like Game of Thrones watching Maisie Williams growing up, right? And then have that one scene and just going like, well, now she's naked. I don't like that.
How old was she when she started that show?
14?
Yeah, I think something like that.
Really?
Yeah,
That's a
she's
spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't seen that episode
And
yet.
if you haven't, and for the two people
What,
listening,
the spoiler
why
that
haven't you
Maisie
watched it
Williams
yet?
gets
What's wrong
naked?
with you? And if you haven't watched it by now, then to hell.
I think that's a reason to watch the show, Matt.
No,
It's
whoa.
Game of Thrones. Like everybody's
Everyone
been
watches
naked.
Game of Thrones. If you don't watch it, Matthew, it's the perfect kind of show. It's fantasy, but it has real world problems. It's for everybody.
I hate when my dragon goes wild.
How to Train Your Dragons.
I think Westworld's a better show, but
Well, you'd be
Fuck,
wrong.
I need to watch season 2 of
You'd
that.
be wrong in a lot of ways. I'll tell you what. Because I watched it, and I watched the second season without watching the first season, and it was really confusing, and I didn't get it. And no one told me I started on the wrong season, so I'm sitting there just going, I'm like, okay, what's going on here? This SWAT
I
guy.
like how he's like season 2, episode 1. This seems like a good show.
No, what
It goes on episode 3.
I have my
don't know
dad-
what's going on here.
My dad
But it's
had
season 2.
had his hard drive, and it was just Westworld in the hard drive, so I assumed he got the first season. No, this jerk did second season.
That
So
is
I watched the whole second
awesome.
season going, this is confusing, but I'm sure the next episode will clear something up. Right? And I keep watching, and I keep going. I have no idea. I just know
Oh
that
my
that show,
God.
there's robots. There's robots, they're in a world that is Western. I know that. I know that there's SWAT
There's some
guys.
important characters, and they seem to have a past with each
I
other.
don't understand anything else.
Dude, that's an incredible way to watch a show.
It was but it was like the first time I read a book. The first book I ever read, I read from the 8th book to the first. Same thing. It was so confusing.
You read Harry Potter backwards.
Why? It was called. Oh damn it! What is the name now?
You read Harry Potter
No,
backwards.
not Harry Potter.
That'd be so
It
funny.
was an 8-book
wow,
series.
Voldemort's dead. I see what,
Yeah,
what happens in the
yeah.
book before.
Whoa, Mr. Spoilers over
Hey,
here!
Yeah.
spoiler! Hey, didn't you know
Now
Dumbledore
getting on
died?
their dick.
Yeah,
Snape killed Dumbledore.
no, he's killed by Lily Bond.
Actually-
Dumbledore.
Anyway,
Actually, we
I'm a
didn't
real
know
fan.
because you kicked us out of your house.
yeah, that's you guys ruined that movie.
That was a
Okay,
great.
wait,
That was a
Dan's
great.
revolutionized how to interact with media. Do it backwards.
Yeah, do it backwards. No, but genuinely, in the last one, I remember the books I read, and it was so confusing because all of a sudden there's a huge. It starts off with a huge battle, and I'm like, okay, cool. Like as a kid, I'm like, this is one of the first books I've ever read. I'm like, cool, there's battle in it, right? So I keep reading, and I'm like, okay, I don't really need to understand who's in it. I just know there's battle. That's good enough. And then it gets to the very end, and it's like a conclusion, like, holy shit, the bad guy's dead. I'm like, okay, now what happens?
Where do we go
I'm
from
really
here?
confused. I'm like, okay, now and then that's like it's like a whole bunch of living happier ever after, and I'm like, okay, that's cool, but like, what happens next? Because I feel like this is just getting started. And then I read the 7th book, and then I'm like, wait, he's alive again? And then I got really confused because I'm like, wait, is there a time machine in here? I was bringing him back? And it was so confusing.
And then did you proceed to read 6,
I read them
5,
all.
4?
I read them all.
All backwards. In
The
order.
book he read was
No.
Return
How
to
do
the
you
King,
do
then the
this?
Twin Towers,
No,
and then Fellowship
what
of
Dan
the
should
Ring,
have
and then The
done
Hobbit.
was like the quintessential like 90s movie where he reads the final book and all of a sudden you hear like a record scratch, freeze frame. Now you're all wondering how I got here.
Yeah, how
and
I
then
got
Dan
here.
jumps back to book 1.
No, and
No,
then
but he
And then
went
continues.
backward.
I know he went 8, 7,
That's
6, 5, 4, 3,
amazing.
2, 1. What he should have done was 8 and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Ooh.
Ooh, you know what the thing is though with that though, I will give myself this. Each book had like a different adventure that they were on because they had to get 8 gems was the whole idea, right? Get 8 gems and then these gems like a Power Ranger situation.
So, like, the
these 8
Infinity
gems
Stones.
will destroy the bad guy, and that's why at the end I'm like, wait. He already had that gem. That's why I got so confused. I'm like, no, he already
Final
had the
Fantasy
belt.
gems.
What the fuck? Where did he lose the gem?
those
And
are
then every time I went
crystals.
back, he lost more and more gems. And I'm like, I remember, it's so confusing. I remember reading it, and I ended up finishing it, and I'm like, well, it was a good series, but really confusing. And I'm like,
So you get to book 1 and you're there like, there's a mysterious force who's the backhand shadow figure that's controlling everything. You're like, I know who it is. You killed him.
Yeah,
you killed him a long time
It's
ago.
getting back to the main character, and it's like him going back and like losing abilities and powers, and now he doesn't have armor and stuff. And I'm like, what the fuck? What happened? He was
Man,
already
that would have been the most anticlimactic ending. It's
was-
like,
it
hey,
was
I thought he's just a farmhand.
That's why
I want to go on an
Enjoyable
adventure.
way to
Yeah.
read a book.
Well, because like at the moment,
Man,
I
this is
actually
so
went-
interesting.
I actually talked to the librarian. I complained when I handed in the last book. Because I said to him,
Yeah,
you know
the
what?
librarian's
I'm like,
gonna do something
well, no, but
about
I
it.
said, I'm like, this is a good series, but I'm like, it's really confusing. You know, and I remember telling her that. I remember that because I'm like, it's really confusing. Maybe you should tell people it's a confusing series because it is.
He probably was like, this is so confusing, and then she pointed, and each book had a really big number to it, where it's like 1, 2, 3 that Dan just
No, I
glossed over.
didn't figure it out until years later. Until eventually I'm like, man, I wonder how much that book series is. And I went to look it up on Amazon. I'm like, wait, the fuck? And I looked at it like, wait, that's not the first one. That's the. And then I read. I'm like, no. And then I realized, I read them backwards, completely backwards. Like not like I didn't start at the back at age.
I know, but that's
like
just,
that.
it's amazing that you managed to do 8, 7, 6, 5, like in order backwards.
Yeah, 'cause,
That's
like,
impressive.
Each time was like kind of a different adventure, so it was kind of like, okay, I'm confused, but now we're on something else. I'm just gonna forget everything else that
Okay,
happened.
how old were you when you read these books?
I would have been 11, 12, 13.
Okay, this makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, because like
It wasn't last week,
Yeah, I
man.
was just like, did this happen last year?
Like it happened last week too, but
Although,
like
I mean, sometimes when they have the books, it's not in the title, like book 1, book 2. It's just fucking
Yeah.
the Fire and Storms, and then
Yeah.
the next one is Bitch Ate My Dragon. Or
they're
something.
taking my dragon.
And you're like, which one do I start on?
That's
Obviously,
usually,
bitch ain't my dragon.
Now,
obviously,
see, that's what comic books do to me too. Like some of them, like you can't tell which one starts before another series. You have to go and try and like figure out which one came first. And
You have to, like, do they have in the front cover, there's a fucking timeline of
Like with
this is
comic
where
books,
we fit in?
it's like, okay, so I want to read like say Iron Man. You read the first whatever iteration of Iron Man, and then it cuts away, and then the story continues in like Captain America volume this, and then goes back to like the Hulk volume this, and then back into the Iron Man comics. It's like you basically have to read all of them to figure out like the lore of that
that's
universe.
That's why I wait for like the omnibus version or something like that where it's like the collection of the storyline.
Yeah,
Just
there's
pull
everything
together.
for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that'd be annoying to be like, well, what happens next?
Okay,
And you'd be like,
okay.
you have to get issue 53 of this weird comic you're never going to care about.
Yeah.
Otherwise.
Yeah.
Can you imagine reading like the Bible the way Dan reads it? Like you start off with Jesus' death, and then you
Where do they go from here?
move
Yeah,
backwards.
where do they go from here? How does the plot thicken?
Well, apparently God gets much angrier and much more vengeful.
Well, actually, you'd have to start with him like resurrecting first.
Oh, he was pissed that somebody
Yeah.
unbirthed
like,
his
go
son?
resurrection, and then it'd go to death,
Shoved
and
it
then
back.
death to him to be living.
Well, no, but
Wow, this feels
I guess you're
real.
right, 'cause you're-
Anti-
Yeah, because that's when you actually. legitimately-
Oh,
Well, if you read
dangerous.
backwards, he'd be alive.
No,
and
but
then
him-
resurrected to death.
And then alive
And then
again.
he'd
Hey,
get
he's still
resurrected by the Roman
resurrection.
soldiers.
Him resurrecting is like the end, right? So like.
Yeah, I mean, but like, could you imagine like seeing it in reverse? And like, if you saw it in reverse, just see, he would literally go like, kind of, he'd be like this, like, yeah, go back and like push the boulder in, like take a step backwards. And then like 2 months, to 2 days or 3 days, I can't remember what it is. The Roman soldiers come bring him out, like put him back up on the cross and take him off the cross. Like,
and then he's gonna haul the cross backwards through
They
town.
haul the cross backwards, and then after they haul it backwards, the guys take it and manufacture it back into a tree. Like, you know what I mean? Like.
Every small detail.
It's like you're watching like a VCR movie and you're hitting rewind.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can make a lot of interesting stories that
That'd
way.
be a lot weirder. And then like the story would be that he was alive and just died, went into a boulder, and then just resurrected, got put on a cross for a little while to like bake in the sun,
And then
come off.
He needed a tan.
Unbaking
Yeah.
the sun.
Yeah.
Unbaking
Oh, yeah,
the sun.
I'm baking the
and
sun.
then,
Yeah.
and then
Some dude comes
reverse
to
a bunch
life
of
next to him on the
miracles.
cross.
That'd be like just watching Endgame. Like that's the first like Marvel movie you've watched is like Endgame. You're like, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah, you'd
And
be
then you'd be like going
lost.
backwards, like, oh fuck, oh that makes more sense. And
Oh, he's
you have to like
powerful.
actually go back to like Endgame each time you watch another Marvel movie. You're like, okay, this actually makes more sense.
Oh, this part.
And I gotta rewatch that part. Oh, okay, yeah.
Okay, I started thinking, I don't know if that's been done in a game or not, but just when Dan was saying, it's like as the story progressed, the character was getting weaker. It's like, man,
Getting
that's
weaker?
interesting.
No, they've done like the whole
God of War
like,
2.
get you.
Well, that was like you start out super powerful, lose your powers, and then you're bottomed back to top, right?
Yeah.
Which was very interesting. That was a cool concept.
a lot of games employ that. It's
Yeah.
like
Actually,
that
pretty much
whole,
every
like,
sequel does.
You had power, then you lost it.
Yeah.
Now you're gonna, but like in the sense of not like that, not having power, having an immense drop, and then having to regain
Yeah.
yourself, but more or less having power, and then gradually, just like almost like age, like you start to become
Yeah.
weaker with time as,
Yeah.
as the series. No, the only thing with that, I feel like it'd be a depressing series because you see it just like, well, he's shit now. It's like 8 seasons, and like he's got like scoliosis.
motherfucker's garbage.
He's got
I mean,
Crohn's,
technically, Red Dead Redemption 2
Oh yeah.
is like that because I mean he gets coughed on and then has tuberculosis and he just slowly gets sicker and sicker, right?
Like,
Spoiler alert,
that's
I
an
never knew that happened.
But that's like an eventual. I mean, like from the very beginning, if they were gonna say like you're at the height of your power here, and now every single moment from here on out, you're just getting weaker.
I mean, it wouldn't be like too hard to do because, like, okay, well, think of it. Put it in like the Star Wars universe, hypothetically. So let's say random Jedi X. Say he's powerful. He's basically the master, and then basically say one episode or like one book or whatever is his rise to power. The next one is like, okay, he's in power. He has to train the next like generation of Jedi, and over the course he ages. He gradually gets weaker.
Isn't that like Dragon Ball Z? That usually happens too.
Oh, Dragon Ball Z does
They
everything.
lose a lot of their powers and then they get
Do they?
stronger again
Like-
and eventually.
No,
They die.
They just get stronger.
They die. They come back.
they-
They're stronger now.
They get stronger, reach a peak level, then realize there's someone stronger than them, so they get stronger. So it's more of a step ladder going upwards.
Yeah.
It's almost
But
like
sometimes they get
They're
like defeated and they become weaker and then they have to start from like base again.
Dragon Ball Z
Yeah.
is like an arms race almost. So it's
Oh,
like, oh
God, yes.
crap, his scouters saying
That show is so
9,000. I'm gonna think about my dad, and all of a sudden get like some weird power boost.
I'm gonna get
stronger.
I'm gonna grow
so
my
fucking
tail.
What is it? My dad commits suicide in front of me. So you know what? I get stronger because
Yeah.
of that.
because plot.
Oh my god, there's a cat behind me. I get stronger to protect it.
Protect the cat.
I mean,
I mean, it's not the worst cause.
there's been worse reasons to get more powerful in an anime.
Now,
Fucking Broly.
just
Crazy
quick-
thing is like that's actually like life sometimes for some people, right? Like they're at their peak, they're at their best, and then everything just goes down. Goes downhill,
That
right? Like
makes sense. So everyone's gonna have
happens.
peaks and valleys.
Sylvan's peak was birth.
Oh, it hasn't even been a slow decline. It's been a steep cliff.
And think of this way.
Still waiting to reach rock bottom. It's gonna be a
We are in the
momentous
Marianas Trench of this bitch.
I would say he's gone so negative that like he's almost like Gandhi in Civilization. He defaults out.
He goes back
No, I'm gonna go back to being the most powerful being in the universe.
Can you imagine like there's some weird secret to life where it's like you have to get to absolute nothingness, like rock bottom, not to the extent of like, oh, you're rock bottom and you got like 2 heroin needles hanging out, because you probably got a bit more problems with that.
Yeah.
Stuff. But I mean, rock bottom, like you know, you just do meth, like something very casual. No,
Wait,
Casual meth.
What?
Heroin is not rock
Where are you
bottom.
going with
Meth.
I know, I'm
meth
being
is
sarcastic.
rock bottom.
No.
So you're talking like
but if you-
homeless,
if you
broke,
got- yeah, like if
in prison.
yeah,
not
the
yet.
worst, the worst of the worst.
Yeah, and then somehow go up to the top.
Yeah, like it's almost like actually you've ever seen one thing that was actually really interesting. I know Kenny Verspenny. Kenny made a one-time thing called Rags to Riches, and essentially goes with the law. And it's like a 1-hour special. He goes to Los Angeles completely naked, and goes from being completely naked, kind of like scumming around the system, to getting himself like a nice suit, getting bottle service at a club.
Really?
And so yeah, he goes from that. He goes from there and walks into like community living, gets donation clothes, and then they don't really fit. So he goes from casino to casino, saying like, or essentially goes and takes those clothes, sells them, and then buys decent clothes from like a Walmart or something like that. Then takes those clothes, goes to different casinos, goes around saying, "Hey, I'm so sorry, my daughter lost her iPad." Like, because he looks respectful. My daughter lost her iPad. Is there any chance that you would have recovered it here? Because casinos get stuff like that all the time. He's like, "Oh, it's a pink Nano or something like that, right?" And like 4 out of 5 or 3 out of 5 casinos have one, and they give them to him, right? So just go like, okay, yeah, like that's
Take it
fair
to the
enough.
pawn shop.
Yeah, and he just takes that to the pawn shop, sells it. And he does that a bunch of times, and then like he even says like, "I'm doing things I'm not proud of," and then. And towards the end of the night, he gets enough money that he buys himself like a full white tux. He gets a limo service, goes and get like some 5-star like steak dinner. Then goes out, gets bottle service, has like escorts, like everything. Yeah. And then I remember at the end of the night, like he ends up he blows it all. Obviously, at the end of the night, he's like rags to riches. Yeah.
It's like that Eddie Murphy Dan Aykroyd movie, Trading Places.
I've never seen that movie.
No idea.
I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
Don't know
Well,
any
basically,
references.
Dan Aykroyd's like a rich ass millionaire or whatever. And I can't remember what the premise entirely is, but Eddie Murphy's a homeless guy. They pick him off the street. Basically, they hand him a shit ton of money, and he basically, from like a week or whatever, goes from living on the street to penthouse at Trump Towers kind of thing.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think that would work very well in real life.
No.
No.
When you're at the bottom, you'd stay at the
No,
bottom.
and then I mean, if you go to the top, you're
Unless
just gonna
you're
do
Drake.
whatever. You're just gonna do what made you happy at the
Unless
bottom.
unless you're Drake.
Yeah, but Drake's
Start from the
Drake's
bottom,
bottom
now
was
we're
like East End Toronto. Which
Start from the bottom. Work at Shoppers.
Drake's bottom
now
was
we here.
Degrassi High.
Oh yeah, Degrassi High was Drake's bottom.
Now we here.
Now we're here.
Now we here.
Now he
One
went-
big break, yeah.
Yeah, he goes from being in a wheelchair on TV to trying to.
To now we
Just
here.
watch the music video. It depicts everything perfectly.
So we're waiting for Dan's big break.
Um,
And then his start of his grapping career.
His grapping career.
Yeah, I kind of stumbled there. Rapping.
grapping. So
No, it's like
What's definition
grapple with
for
people?
grapping?
no, it's like that one whitest kid you know sketch.
yeah,
Yeah,
I'm gonna grape you.
you in the mouth. Wait,
gonna grape you.
are we okay with is everybody?
It sounds like you're implying that they want to.
They want to
Grape?
get graped in the
I'm
mouth.
gonna tie you to the radiator and grape you. No, come on. It's really sounding like he's implying that he wants to have relations with. No, of course not. No,
you're crazy.
Get
You're
your head out of the
crazy.
gutter. No.
What is it?
just
I'm
wants
gonna
to grape
grape
him.
you. I'm gonna grape your mom and dad right in front of you.
Holy
That
fuck.
kind of stuff. And it jumps back to the commercial, and at the end of the commercial, the kids are all like tied down to the radiator with their mouths open, screaming, and all the grape juice comes from off screen, and just splatters them in the face, and they're
The
like,
fuck
yeah.
are you guys talking about? What is going on here?
Okay, for everyone, so
Oh
I
my
guess
God.
there's a
Some
sketch
serious quote
from Whitest
there.
Kids You Know, essentially,
Whitest Kids.
where the whole thing is they're trying to show off a product to corporate, right? They're trying to pitch their idea. So instead, then they put it on the tape, and it's a grape mascot, a guy running around with full head of grapes, right? And then the entire time he's yelling after the kids as he's chasing them. Get down, kids! I'm gonna grape ya, right? Because his whole thing is he's gonna give them the soft drink by graping them. And anyway, the whole time you can tell the execs in the office are so uncomfortable, visibly just going no. It really sounds like he's wanting to do something to those kids. Well, no, he wants to grape them. You guys, he just wants to grape them. Just wants to give them some grape. Yeah, it said.
Okay, this makes more
Anyways,
sense. I was just like, what
That's
are
what
you
I'm saying.
guys
That makes a
talking
little more
about?
sense.
A little more sense.
Holy damn.
Man,
Holy Dion.
sexual innuendos everywhere.
See, I
Wait, what? That's
what?
what that was about?
Yeah.
Oh
I never
man.
got
I
that.
take things at face value.
No, I never understood that. I didn't get that reference.
Okay, even though you were the one making the reference.
I don't understand that reference.
Last 3 minutes did not happen. I have no memory of it.
I have no memory of it.
Cut it.
Now
Cut
let's jump to a more important topic, which is in the Star Wars universe, the Empire did nothing wrong. Now, if we want to talk about the Republic,
Does anyone else have a topic?
they had corruption in the Senate. They had disloyalment. Or
Somebody stop him,
disloyalties.
please.
Yeah, just
They had
Just stop, Dan. Just stop.
The Empire did nothing wrong. Okay, they stabilized the outer systems. If you were in the inner parts of the Empire, you weren't
So,
bothered
Jason,
at all by
how's
the
work
may or may
going?
not be controlled by the Sith dilemma. And you know what? You were, as the average citizen, you lived a good life in the Empire. They had good allies. They had responsible people and officials. They had reliable trade routes. It was a perfect system.
Yeah, you know what? You know who else stabilized a shitty economy? The Nazis.
No, no. Do not make a correlation between my argument and the people who are the fascists. No, I am saying, quite simply, the Empire took a broken system, which was the Senate and the Republic, which was broken. And we can admit.
Dan, how do you think George Lucas came up with the term stormtrooper?
He came up with
Where?
It was actually it's a funny,
Yeah,
it's a funny story.
It's pretty funny how
It's actually a
common it is
funny
with World War II and the Nazi
there's an old
regime.
children's tale in France. Now, what it is, it's referring back to the stormtrooper, as they put it.
That doesn't sound French at
It
all.
sounds very French.
You want to know what
say-
that children's story is? It's about the big bad, Germans who came and invaded France
it's
during
not.
World War II.
It's about the stormtrooper who would come during the storm to comfort the children, to tell them everything was going to be okay.
Do you know what that storm was? It was the fire of
No, it
artillery
wasn't.
shells.
No, it was the Russians. It was communism. Everyone knew that. No, the storm. You know what, guys? I'm just saying, storm. They were given a bad name. They were responsible for hugging many children and giving them comfort, especially in Poland
Graping them
and
when they were attached to the radiator.
Other places.
I'm
Your
gonna ask a
mustache
real
is looking
stupid
pretty
question.
short these days.
No, it's
Is
not.
he making a reference to
Don't try
Nazis with
don't
the
try to tell me
Star
that I have
Wars?
a pencil mustache. I do not.
Well, the stormtroopers, but like the story in general, or was that just one little
No, I'm
detail?
talking
Okay,
like it's
okay.
like right underneath your nose and that's it.
Shut your fucking mouth.
It's like you tried to sniff a mark and got way too close.
You know what?
Because it seems like you're insulted if it's a full mustache like Stalin had because of
jokes on
communism.
you. Jokes on you. You just admitted to me that I have a mustache, so I'll take that. And no one has ever admitted to me because of my lack of facial hair.
Damn, he's got us there.
Yeah, there we go. You just acknowledged it. My ego is gonna be fed for weeks.
Score 1,
Okay.
Dan. Score 745 for the rest
No,
of
I'm
them.
not.
Yep.
I know my ego doesn't let me count.
Dan just can't count.
No,
Dad's just
No,
illiterate.
my
I'm not
ego-
illiterate. My ego doesn't let me read.
no, my ego doesn't let me read. Also, thanks to that, my ego and ignorance, I'm immortal. I can't.
It's the old
That makes sense.
ignorance
It's like
is
that.
bliss.
It's like that.
Phil
Arthur
J.
meme when DW's trying to enter Arthur's room or whatever. It says, "Keep out." And it's like, "Joke's on you. I can't read."
It's sad that that's not an argument against the law.
She just storms in anyways. It's like,
Being
Well,
ignorant of the law is
Technically,
not
it
an
wouldn't
excuse
be
for
against the
breaking
law for Aboriginal law because their law
That's
is
what
based
my
on
lawyer
spoken.
said.
Sorry, I cut you
Spokane,
off. Spoken law.
Illinois.
No, they don't have to. They don't have written law.
Ah, shit.
Not with it. Not all of it.
But then you have to listen to your elders to learn the law.
Yeah, but then like if you have to listen to your elders, then like that's
what
probably.
if you learned all your laws from your drunk uncle? Like,
Well, there's a
Still
good
no
chance for
excuse,
that.
man.
But I feel like if you learn the laws from your drunk uncle, it might be a little bit loose. In the
I'm pretty sure the only thing Dan's ever learned from his drunk uncle is a chili recipe.
No. Only thing I learned from my uncle is pain. No, I'm kidding.
well, I mean, Dan, you have an
we're not
amazing
going this
chili
route.
and
No, my
pain
uncle can
story.
take. Well, pardon me.
You have an amazing chili and pain story.
I have many stories. Now we don't want to tell that story. No.
Yeah, come on.
I think we do.
yeah,
I think everybody's
yeah.
going to
hear
Yeah,
this
we
one.
do.
No one
Yeah, we
wants
do.
to hear this time that I had to remake my colon. No.
Oh, come on. Now you gotta give
you
it to
got it.
everyone.
You've enticed us.
Okay. Okay, so this harkens back to a time where, if for anyone listening, I moved out now like three years ago or something like that, and I am not the most adult one out there. Let's just put it bluntly. I can clean relatively okay. I can organize my life to an extent. I don't dust that regularly, you know, the general. But I'm not the best cook, and I acknowledge that. So my mom, being the loving woman that she is, offers me cooking lessons. So one time she taught me how to make chili, and I'm like, this is amazing, because my taste for food is I want a mound of it, I want a lot of it, so I can just eat a lot, like out of a bowl. That's my kind of thing. I love eating out of bowls. Now, I would consider myself similar to that of like a trough animal. Now, when it comes to that, so she taught me about chili, and I'm like, this is amazing, right? Like and like she helped me make it, so clearly it's pretty okay, right? Like we make it, it's awesome, and I'm like, this is fantastic. I'm like, I can't wait.
Good bonding moment too, right?
It was, and I'm
Yeah.
like, I can't wait to try this out by myself, right? Like try it at home. So I go, and for the first time I go to make it, I'm shopping, and I'm getting all the ingredients, and I get home, and I'm so excited. I'm like, this is awesome. I'll make my own meal. And I go to make the chili, and everything's going well, and I'm following all the instructions my mom gave me. And then it happened. The moment that changed me a little bit. Now, in the recipe, it had for cayenne pepper. Now, for anyone listening who hasn't had it, cayenne pepper is a spice, not terrible, but in high quantities, hurts your guts. Real hurts your guts. Now, I decided in this moment, I'm like, okay, I'll pour it over the bowl, like over the thing, and I'll pour it into the tablespoon. And, oh, come on.
Yeah, you should continue.
Okay, fair enough. And then what ended up happening is I go to pour it, and the goddamn lid comes off, and half of the container of cayenne pepper goes in the chili.
Good goddamn movie.
No, it was one of those moments like, you know, the infomercials.
Is it
How
like
do I pour?
Was it like all slow mo for you too? Like you saw like from the bowl,
falling.
like a shot from the bowl where the cayenne pepper's actually hitting the bowl, and you're like, "Fuck!"
No,
I
actually,
kind of struck the kids like, "No!"
you know what it was actually? It was almost like it was like the thing that happened so fast, and then you immediately look at it and just have like a look of like, what have I done to my boy? You know, kind of thing. Like, because I remember I sat there and it was so quick because it just popped, and then like a chunk of it, right? Like,
Look at the
half
way they
chunk of it.
massacred my boy.
Yeah, they massacred my boy.
I can't show him to his mother like this.
Yeah, anyway, so then essentially I put it half cayenne pepper, and me being the smart individual, I think I so okay, I have two options here. Being the rational adult, I can scoop it out, right? Scoop out what's on top, maybe try to salvage a bit of it and just throw out the rest and just call it a day. But then And the other side of myself, the side that's a warrior, that won't quit, goes, no, I like spice.
No, it's the side that's a penny pincher.
It's also the side that didn't want to waste cayenne pepper.
So let me get this straight then. How much of a portion was this? Like chili? Was it
Oh,
large?
sorry, I should explain. This would be, based on the amount of meat I put in there, this would have been enough to feed a family of like 5. Probably.
Twice.
Probably with once and then a little bit of leftovers. Like, it was a lot of chili.
Yeah.
And so, needless to say, so I sit there and then, yeah, like, okay, it still has a little bit of credence to that. Maybe past my mind that, oh, it's expensive. I don't want to waste cayenne pepper. It's not very expensive, but still. So, okay, I don't waste it because I'm not a waster. That's not what Mama didn't raise me for. I go and I make it. And I proceed to eat the entire thing. Now, it's
In
spicy.
one sitting.
In
The
one sitting.
family food
Now,
size.
it's spicy.
Like 10 minutes? Like it only took you like 10? Or how?
But no, anyway, I sat down and it was gone. Like that's how I put it. And then I ate it, and it was pretty fantastic. And then I'd say it took me about an hour and a half, 2 hours, and all of a sudden just the flatulence started happening. And like that alone, like I sat in my chair and I just constantly just ripped ass. And like this went on for I don't even know how long. Like
You
it
fucking
went,
gassed yourself out.
I did. Well, it went on for the entire evening. I was just farting constantly.
You turned yourself into a gas chamber.
Yeah, no, I did on it, and it was terrible because I'm like, I can't even get mad because it's mine, right?
I did this.
And like I opened the window, but it's not helping. Anyway, so I'm
Fucking the neighbor walks by and sees the door. There's like the green ooze
Oh,
coming
yeah.
out.
Just like one little spark ignites the whole building. Like everyone
There
thinks
was-
it's like
there was
everyone thinks it's like
legitimate danger of that.
a natural like the natural gas line main or whatever is broken or something
Yeah.
like that.
Like-
No, it's just Dan just erupts.
yeah.
Guy with a fucking hazmat suit comes in with a detector and it's like beep 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 beep.
They have to bring in like
This
the
thing's about to
counter-terrorist
blow.
squad.
Yeah.
This basement's about to blow.
Basement's about to blow.
It's not fit for human residence.
And then I just essentially I sat in my chair and like I just farted continuously, hours and hours and hours. And at one point I get up because I'm honestly thinking to myself like I may be compromising the internal structure of the chair. So eventually I don't know what time it is. I go to bed.
Lost track of time.
No, it would have been about like 10, I don't know, 10:30, 11, something like that. I go to bed and I awake to what could only be described as a frightening experience because I woke to a loud noise, a very loud noise. And my first thought when upon waking is someone's broken into my place, right? Because I live by myself. Someone's broken in and they're coming, right? They're going to take my stuff or stab me with. I get up, no one's there. And then I come to the realization after I smell, I realize I farted myself awake. So I proceed to fart myself awake. And I sit there for a few more moments and I sit there and contemplate just what exactly has happened. Because it must be like 1 or 2 in the morning at this point. And I'm sitting there and I'm like contemplating it. And then as I'm sitting there contemplating it, it hits me. It hits me like the fury of 1,000 suns. This feeling in my gut that I am about to unleash Armageddon. And I managed to like pretty much like kind of like hobble my way to the washroom. And I sit down for what is easily the most painful and terrifying experience of my entire life. I proceed to I honestly I'd lost track of time. I sat on that toilet and I just started spitting fire. Pure fire. Like it was magma. It was pure magma.
That was Dan's rapping career.
Yeah, like call me MC Magma because like honestly it was that and it was just pure fire and it was just painful and I was sitting there like and then I started sweating because it's so hot and so like and for anyone listening like shelter your ears I get like everything off at this point like I wake up I just boxes off everything off. I'm just sitting there trying to get through it, right? And then, like, I'm sweating. I'm just sitting there, like, I have a towel. I grab the towel down. I start dabbing myself because, like, I'm starting to drip. I'm starting to drip onto myself. And so, as I go to stand up, like, at this point, like, I've been on the toilet long enough that, like, your legs have gotten, like, numb. Like, you know, like, the static. So I get up, my legs are numb, and so I'm feebly, like, kind of getting up. I have the towel over my head because like I've just been sweating constantly, and I get up and I go to like walk a little ways just because I think that's the end of it, right? That's the end of the magma. I'm going to walk away, and as I'm walking
Pumping
by,
is finally over.
yeah, I just think to myself like, a World War III is over. I've survived it. I've been in the trenches. I've seen my friends.
The blitzkrieg is done.
The blitzkrieg is done. I've seen my friends die. You know, like it's over. And I just walked by the mirror, and I remember I'll never forget. It's imprinted in my mind. The image of me coming by the mirror and like. I'm sitting there, the most unflattering picture you could ever imagine of someone. I'm all sweaty, all red. I'm naked, like I have my gut kind of hanging out a little bit. I look over, and it, like the mirror is fogged at this point a little bit. I look over, and it's just me, just like slumped over with a towel on my head, just absolute defeat.
Oh god.
And then
God.
from that moment onward, I made a vow to myself that. I will never eat chili again.
And then you proceed to cook butter chicken instead.
I made butter chicken the next
So
day.
3
Dan,
weeks
would
later,
you,
chili.
after what, like 8 hours of labor, would you name this 10-pound baby?
I actually never did.
That is a Herculean
It
effort.
well,
right
it
there.
probably wasn't a solid. It was probably
I just kept
lake of-
flushing because like the only thing is
That is
like,
Hercules' 13th labor.
Well,
What you just did.
honestly, I know it wasn't like it wasn't solid. It wasn't one mass. It was just a bunch. I like to call it like the best thing I could honestly. If I was to put a name to it right now, I would say the passing of the hot snakes. Like that's the best. It's like. That's the only way I can honestly.
It's like when you're getting a Slurpee and the machine's busted open.
Yeah, and then he just starts like having like little
Oh, come on.
Yeah, honestly, it was.
Oh, my God.
And from this moment onward, I will yet to have I'll still have it eventually, but I swore off
still
chili
have
for a
it
long
work.
time. Because I used to bring and I was cooking it like nonstop, and then that was the end of that.
So you fucking walk by a chili bowl and you just get like PTSD.
Oh yeah, I do, and I just have a bad history of just fucking things up when I cook because I get all the ingredients, I get everything together, and I miss one crucial step. Like with the curry paste, it's not actually curry sauce. You have to mix it with stuff, otherwise it's really concentrated.
Yeah.
And that didn't turn out well. And then I overcooked my rice. I'm just not good at it. I try. I try my best.
At least you're trying, man.
Yeah. That's the thing is you
yeah.
fuck up
Yeah.
you fuck up one recipe a few times and then you get to the point where you can actually do it and do it okay.
Yeah. And then, even the last time, I remember the last time I made butter chicken, it turned into essentially like a dare among everyone else to try to eat my food. Like, that's how bad it was. That's how you know. And then everyone else is like, oh, it's not that spicy, you're just a bitch. And I'm like, no, I'm not. I got high
Bawling
tolerance.
tears.
I have high tolerance.
Dan just calls in. I have work next year. I can't make it to work today.
Guys, I'm glued. I'm glued to this toilet.
I'll never.
No, seriously,
made
it's
the-
so hot
I made
that
the
the
mirror
seat is
steamy.
melted, and I'm
I
stuck.
can't make
No,
it.
I'll
Please
never.
call the fire
in my-
department.
As
Created
long
a
as I shall
vacuum.
live, I'll never forget the image, the mental image of me walking by that mirror hunched over with a towel.
It's like a fucking was it Smeagol?
Yeah,
It was like a Smeagol. It looked like
that's-
Danny DeVito getting out of the couch. That's honestly what it looked like.
That's when Dad realized he has a problem, and he checked himself into rehab.
Yeah,
No, he
Oh
didn't.
my
No,
god.
he didn't. Went back for the chili.
chili rehab.
Fucking round 2, boy.
Yeah, it was a terrifying experience for me.
That is
Man,
incredible.
and like you live in like a basement
Yeah,
suite,
or a
right?
basement,
So like
yeah.
I wonder what that poor old lady like must have heard
I
upstairs.
never even thought of that.
Well, I'll tell you this much. Like I
Were
turned.
there holes in that chair too, by the way? Did you rip some holes in there?
Well, I'll tell you this much: a corduroy is a lot more light than it used to be. Like there's a lot more space in there now. Like, oh my god! All I can say, but like the entire time, the only thing I will admit I felt a little bit bad for in the water, I had to turn on the fan, right?
Of course,
What I didn't realize is that then the landlord told me this after the fan
doesn't
in
work.
my bathroom. It doesn't work, and essentially all it does is it just puts all my air into their bathroom.
Oh,
So after that whole ordeal, I was essentially like live streaming my smell into my neighbor's bathroom.
Live streaming.
it goes through the vents, goes to the lady's bedroom. Just starts burning.
That's why I
She's
kept,
just starting.
I kept flushing because like that's why too. Because I'm like, well, if I'm gonna be in here, it's hot and I'm sweaty and it's steamy. Like let's just.
He's just Lloyd, hey, flush you
That just-
bastard. He's just
Like-
trying to flush it like in Dumb and Dumber.
No, but get rid of the
flush you
smell.
bastard.
Yeah, get rid of the smell. That's why I kept flushing like all the time, just constantly.
So
So he's putting
essentially,
in
Dad,
soap and stuff like
Yeah.
that, throwing like he's like He's just sacrificing a bar of soap. This is going to the toilet gods now. Just throws it in there, flushes it. Come on.
might as well be.
Be Dove.
Be done.
So Dan, you was like, because it all goes into her bathroom there. If she was in there, you would have gas chambered her.
A little bit.
She would have died.
Maybe. It was like
Fucking melted
no
skin.
proof.
yeah, but like I don't know. You know, actually. Oh, you know what we should. I'll say it like this. Not the pass of like the hot gates. It'll be the pass of the hot snakes. Yeah, that's what no, that's honestly what it was. It was terrible. It was a terrible experience.
Dan saw white light for a second.
Yeah, like and
And the Lord said, "You smell. You're going back to her."
Well, when I remember afterwards, like when I was like laying down afterwards, I had to like sit with my ass to the fan, so like it was just like cool.
It's like, God, I know that feeling.
Still naked,
Yeah.
just lying down
Yeah.
on the floor.
No, and then like you
Yeah,
actually
I know
have
that
to
one.
sit there in front of a fan and just go like.
No. When you shit so much, you've wiped so much, your ass just burns.
Yep. Painful times.
Yeah, my story is not quite as good as yours. That's for damn sure.
My story made me sad.
No, mine was I just got food poisoning and I had to shit every hour for the entire afternoon.
Oh.
Like every hour on the hour to the bathroom.
Yeah.
And yeah, like I said, it gets to the point where like I don't want to wipe.
There's
It,
no,
like,
there's
goes
no
both
skin.
ways, dude.
There's no
It
skin.
It
left.
just burns.
It goes both ways too, like at the same time sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah, but this
Yeah,
one was
that's
just
the
out
worst.
just out the back.
Oh.
And mine was, I finally go to bed probably like 9:30, 10 or something like that. Go to sleep. Wake up at like 1 a.m., 1:30, something like that. Wake up and go, oh, time to hit the John. And it was one of those like you fucking just like straight from sleep, just immediately get up and start walking. And I was wobbly as fuck. I'm like, I know it's dark, but like this seems blurry as shit. So I get to the bathroom, turn on the light, and I kind of like I think I started bending over to maybe lift up the toilet lid or something like that. Just fucking straight down, passed out.
Ooh. You've passed out?
Passed out. Wake up in the bathroom between the sink cabinet type thing, whatever, and the toilet, and I'm laying on my back, and it's like I get this tingling sensation throughout my entire body, and like I can't think straight, and my only thought is, don't shit yourself. So I'm laying on the bathroom floor for like 5 minutes as my whole body tenses up, and I'm like paralyzed, and just, the only thing I'm like, pucker that asshole. Don't shit yourself.
I can't get up.
The words of wisdom there.
Yeah. All
coming
this,
through.
you focus on the important things in life.
Yeah. Don't shit yourself.
It wasn't me, but there was the one time my brother got food poisoning on the plane. And he was running back and forth between the washroom like constantly. And I think they hit a point of turbulence, and the stewardesses were like, "No, you have to return back to your seat." He's like, "I'm gonna shit myself. All right, I don't care if I fucking slam my head against the ceiling and a concussion. All right, I'm not gonna be in my seat when this happens."
Oh no.
So he just muscles himself past her and straight into the thing as turbulence is going on. So he's sitting on the
That
washroom.
poor guy.
Everything's shaking. He's like, okay. And he's just powering through.
There's shit everywhere. Oh god.
I
Actually, it might help though. The motion of turbulence might help.
Yeah.
Shake it out of you, boy.
Yeah, just like a.
Should we introduce that? Like the adventure shit? Put you in a porta potty and just take you on an adventure?
We did that. We did that Jackass.
Yeah.
No,
Oh.
the
They like
porta potty
fling the porta
slingshot.
potty up in the air. Yeah,
Oh,
porta potty
God.
slingshot, Yeah.
Yeah.
No upside downs, though.
No. Loop de loop in the porta potty.
Well, with the
That's so
centrifugal
nasty, dude.
force.
Like, even
You'd
if
have
it's
to be
little
going pretty
you
fast.
die.
Yeah.
Like you're just getting infected and die.
Yeah, that's why. Like,
Oh man, yeah. I mean, if it like a porta potty, if you ever work construction, you can go in there clean, and the moment you touch anything in that surface, you are dirty.
I'm dirty.
Oh, that was just like
Damn it.
that was just like when I went to what the hell is Craven? When I went to Craven one time, like you're just like so hungover and you're like, I gotta shit, but I don't want to shit because I hate the porta potties
Yeah.
and they're already piled up to the top. And you're like,
Oh,
and you're just like,
God.
okay, and then you're like finding a bath. You find a bathroom, like okay, just like 2 minutes, and then you're just like trying all you got to get it out. You're like, just shit, and you're trying to shit. You're like, please, just shit,
Yeah.
and then you finally shit a bit. You're like, thank God, it's over. Quick wipe, get the fuck out of there. Sanitize 25 times. Like, please go take a shower. You're like, I gotta take a shower, or else I'm fucking dead. I probably have HIV or something. You're like freaking out. You're like, just shit. That's fucking Craven. That's all it is in a nutshell. Is you just have to shit.
I'm gonna be honest. You probably didn't get HIV from the porta potty. It was probably from someone else.
Yeah, probably.
I can see someone fucking outside dance or Matt's porta potty just hearing that.
Just shit.
Got his fucking cheering squad going on for him.
Oh, I remember.
Well, I was at the one where the guy like passed out on the top of a roof, like of a camper or an RV. And like he just shit himself, and it was like it was wet shit. So it rolled out of his pants and down the side of the RV. And there's a picture of it. And we just started laughing.
Could you imagine saying like our memories of Craven? There's just a bunch of stuff, and then there's like one guy passed out, and shit dribbling down the side of the camper.
There's a buddy of mine
Goddamn
too.
shit dribbles.
Like when we were at Craven, it's like a country music festival for anyone who doesn't know, but there was a buddy of mine. We went to Craven, so like you cannot wear like sandals or anything because you're gonna lose it because it gets so muddy there, right? I lost 2 pairs of Sanooks when I was there, but anyway, that's beside the point. But my buddy got so hammered, and he was just like so hammered. We got all these videos of him, like he's got like a hot dog, and he puts it through the hole of his pants like a zipper. He starts jerking the hot dog off for about 10 minutes, like yeah. And then after, like, it's 3 o'clock in the morning, and he's just, like, having a good time, and he sees this ginger kid come up, and he's just like, what's your name? He's like, my name's Andy. 'Cause it doesn't matter, I don't know Andy, so I'm going to just use his name. And he goes, oh, you must be Tiny Dick Andy. He's just like, what? Yeah, you're Tiny Dick Andy. And then Andy's like, I don't have a tiny dick. He's like, yeah, prove it. Andy gets naked, and he's a ginger, and he's like, it was just a giant fire bush, and he had the tiniest dick I've ever seen.
It turned out to actually be Andy Tiny
And he's like, and he calls him Tiny Dick, Baby Dick Andy's what he called him. And then the cops see him, and they try chasing him, and he's running through the whole thing. And he's telling Baby Dick Andy's, run, Baby Dick Andy, run!
Baby Dick Andy.
Dude actually fucking proved it.
Yeah.
I mean, good for him.
Props.
Like, imagine, I don't have a small dick, and he's, oh, fuck, it is small.
It is. Oh damn! Baby Dick Andy just proved his point.
Well, maybe he's a shower or a grower, not a shower.
That's true. There's a very good chance of that.
That was great.
Just bounding along. Jesus.
Jesus Christ.
Everyone stop and think about things for a bit.
We just
It must have been so tiny. It must have been a micro penis or something. Like, there's no way.
It's like you think every podcast has to have an episode about shitting. Ours just came early.
Ours is every episode.
A new shitting story every week.
Based on a maturity level alone. we're in
Yeah.
trouble.
Food poisoning sucks though, man.
Yeah.
That is
it's
brutal.
not.
Food
I've had it
poisoning.
once and it just goes out both ways at the same time for like 8 hours straight. And you're like,
That's
no.
the fucking worst.
And that,
No.
when you get to when you get to bile too. When you
The
start
worst is
throwing
when
out
you
just bile,
when you just get to the doctors, you're like, I go to the bathroom and you're like grabbing you have a bag with you ready because you're gonna have to puke in the bag while you're going to the toilet.
Oh god.
Rookie move, not bringing your own bucket with you.
Well, I brought a bag, so
It's so,
smart.
it's
It's
the
something.
worst.
It's
The worst
something.
of it is when it comes out both ends at the same time. You don't know which end needs to be on over the toilet.
No, yeah.
yeah, that's
There's-
where you just plant your ass on the toilet. And
I-
You gotta have a garbage can.
I distinctly remember there's one moment
Oh my
where
God,
I
shit in a
thought to
bucket?
myself, I'm like, this is the worst
Ew.
that humanity has come to. And it was in a Bonanza bathroom. Now, we need to understand Bonanza being the lovely buffet experience that it is.
It's not a buffet. It had a salad bar. That's the best you got out of the buffet.
Bonanza's a buffet, really. Like,
Had.
Okay, had. Anyway, long story short, went to a buffet, went to the bathroom, and I saw what was just described as a horror scene. And I just remember thinking when I was a kid, I tried to make sense of it in every way possible. I came in, and it was like a murder scene because all it was the whole toilet was projectile splattered and shit. Like the whole front of the toilet, the seat, the backdrop, all like projectile. Like someone like had like PSI built up and then like shot out. And then there was a pile of like semi-solid shit on the floor right in front of the toilet. And then there was more projectile on the wall facing opposite of the toilet. But this projectile wasn't shit. It was vomit. So what my child came in, this is what I got the interpretation of. A man was in there. Either with food poisoning or God knows what. But he had some serious issues with his GI tract. Now, he goes in there, he leaves to go shit, right? And he, before he shits, gets the urge to vomit, and it's uncontrollable, so probably puts the hands up, and then throws up and projectiles onto the wall. As he does that, I think he shat himself, because when he got up to projectile, He shat, and then the shat went the opposite way. Hit the toilet, hit the floor. And the thing is, though, not saying that I'm an expert on this, but it was fresh. It was real fresh. And the thing is,
You just missed him.
I was in the restaurant. We actually had a seat next to the door. I hadn't seen anyone leave in about 15, 20 minutes. So I determined at that point, I'm like, the bastard's still in here, right? He's still in here. He's still being a menace. I never found out who it was, but I just never seen it.
I have one that can actually up you on that.
Hold on.
I have one story.
I'll throw out Dan's description there. I just imagine this like an episode of CSI or something like that.
Exactly.
He's sitting there going, what's going on? And like red lines start forming.
It was.
He sees like the hologram CGI recreation happening on. He's like, where is this bastard? Turns out, runs out into the restaurant there and just starts scanning the area. Like, I know you're here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get you.
I knew he's in there because no one left in 20 minutes. I'm like, he has to be in here. The bastard's still in here.
So I think I have one story that can maybe up yours. Okay, so this is 2008. We're in grade 10.
The recession.
And
I remembered well.
Great Recession just hit, of course. And then...
Stomachs were weak then.
No, this one is not a stomach issue. This is more of just something really messed up. So I think it's the end of the day. Yeah, it's the end of the day. And I have to go to the bathroom because I was just finishing up woodwork class. So I was just washing my hands,
Is
right?
that high school?
Yeah, high school, right? So I'm in the English hall. And then I go to the bathroom there, like the small bathrooms. And then all of a sudden, this janitor comes and he grabs my hand. And he's like, "Did you do this? Did you do this?" And I'm like, "What? There's shit! There's shit everywhere! Someone drew a shit drawing!" And he grabs my hand and takes me to this thing. It's in the stall on the wall. Someone grabbed their shit and made a drawing, a stickman drawing, with like a sailboat. And they drew waves. And everything was shit. And, it was actually a shit drawing. A literal shit drawing. And I'm like, "No, man, I have no... What the fuck?"
That's actual insanity.
And he was so pissed. He's like, "We have to fucking clean this up." He even swear at me. I'm like, "I didn't do it, man." He's just like, "Okay, get out of here." He's like, "Fuck." He was so mad. It was just a drawing. Someone grabbed a log of shit and drew a stickman drawing.
Oh my god.
I feel sorry for him, man.
I feel so sorry for the janitor. Can you imagine just getting...
And it was a Friday. It was a Friday.
What kind of fucking mental ward shit is this? Where they're drawing with their own shit.
Seriously.
First off, not even on that. Which kind of kid is brave enough to go, you know what? I'm gonna reach in the bowl.
He
grab
probably
one
had
of my-
a glove or something.
Even
I
then,
sure
yeah.
hope to
No,
God.
I mean, like, even then going, hey, I'm gonna grab this and use it like a fucking crayon and just go.
Wait. But if he had a glove, that was some premeditated shit.
Yeah, it's premeditated.
That was
Listen, if you drew it,
My fucking
I
plan.
swear to God, there was a sailboat and there was a stick man on the sailboat, and I distinctly remember the waves. I'm like, this guy put in some effort. It wasn't just like a little drawing.
This man
it was the whole thing. The whole wall was covered in shit.
Matt probably came back to his classroom and the kid next to him was drawing in his notebook and it's that fucking drawing and he's like, "It was perfect."
The only way you could tell it was Ray was the little sun with sunglasses smiling at you in the corner.
And there was a sun too.
Should've known.
There was a sun, yeah.
Oh shit! I swear I wasn't there.
Janitor just be like, "Did you
He
do
was
this?"
so mad. He was just so mad. And then I remember because it was Friday too. He was like, "This is just a ruined my weekend." Like he was so. I felt bad for him, but
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, I didn't do it.
I mean, like, the worst I've ever heard of or witnessed was just someone shit in the urinals or something like that. That's still pretty
still
gross,
gross.
but like
That's not as bad
the
as drawing.
audacity to go in fist first to fish your
And draw with it. Like, that's
Oh my
insanity level
God.
shit, though.
That is,
That's
yeah,
fucked
that's
up.
gross.
Pun intended.
But drawing a stickman shit is not
Stickman shit. Well, I mean, he's not gonna go fucking
That's not crazy.
Picasso with the
Well, that
shit.
is crazy.
I mean,
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
He could. Would have been more impressive if it was like a really nice drawing with shit.
Dude, like, it was like a consistent stickman drawing. I'm not making it like it was like
thickness.
perfectly oval. Like the sun had all the beam thing, like the triangles on it, like everything was there. I'm not making it up. Like this guy took the time to draw a
But I
shit
do think I
drawing.
want to know though. He'd have to pick a break because if anyone else is in there, they'd smell. Be like, "Holy shit!"
He had to be there alone.
Well, like, did he shin his hand? Did he grab the log? We don't know.
We don't know.
I think with
Did he just like
Did he-
dab his fingers in
did he
and
shit
then just
somewhere
smear it
else
and
and
then
then
like,
bring it
and he
into the
reloaded?
washroom?
Like I don't know.
Did he grab the log and then use it like a brush, or did he put his fingers and just get the
I
substance?
can't
and
remember if there was
finish
shit.
God,
I
you're
don't
going way
know if
too
he,
in
like,
depth
shit
on
the
this.
floor first and then
Oh.
grabbed it. I can't remember if that was part of it It might have been part of it where there was shit on the floor as well, but I can't.
I just and it's just the moments where you wonder, you're like, well, how is this possible? Bathrooms have seen some terrible things.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Oh,
you
we
think
had-
you think the worst of a public bathroom is someone shooting up or something like that? But like
We have actually, essentially where I work, we are known very much so for getting the worst of the worst, the IV drug users, and essentially they always go into our basement and they kind of just hang out in the washroom and they pass out in the cafeteria or whatever. And the one time I'm talking to housekeeping and she's like, "Oh, did you hear about those two runners last week?" I'm like, "The hell do you mean runners?" I'm like, "What do you mean last week? Like what? What's this?" She's like, "Oh, you
What's
didn't
a
hear?"
last
And
week?
she's like, "Oh yeah, two druggies went into the washroom, passed out in the stall. And I guess so. They passed out in the stall. And some other people were in there, staff or whatnot. Told security. Security came in, started banging on the door, like, come on, get out of there. Like, enough's enough. Let's get going." And it's locked, and he looks underneath, and there's some needles and clothes and like on the floor. And he's like, "I'm not going underneath." He's like, "I'm not risking it." So he keeps knocking, and then like halfway through him banging, I guess they finally come to. You're like a scrambling and they both kind of get up, and all of a sudden, apparently, what ends up happening is the way they describe it is the security guard sees two arms pop up above the stall, take a ceiling tile, shove the ceiling tile over, hop up, grab a frame, and pull themselves up.
What?
And then the next person does it too, and they both hop into the ceiling tiles. And they're fucking gone. Like, they start going through the
Oh my
and the
God.
security guard literally sits there, and he's like, and they say, he's like, "Well, I'm not getting up in there." Like, what the? He's like, "What is it?" So they put the ceiling tile back. I don't know if they even found the person. I don't know if there's people, their bodies, maybe in the middle of the. But like, they went up there. I never heard anything about them leaving.
I'm surprised that the ceiling tiles held. Like,
No,
like
no,
you
but
see,
they weren't on the seat. Like, if they were just on ceiling tiles, it's going up. But like, they went up and like there was I don't know.
They start walking.
There's some sort of joist there.
like the ceiling, and then they break through on the main floor. They're just like bare ass.
Yeah.
And shit starts coming.
They probably were running along like a data cable tray or
Yeah.
like mechanical stuff.
That'd be so funny, man.
Because like all I know is that
Onto
they
the
had-
fucking like a surgery room. They're in the middle of fucking surgery.
Well, and that's the thing, and that's why
The poor patient dies because shit gets into his bloodstream.
They land on the patient.
But like, yeah, and I just thought to myself immediately when that happened, I'm like, what the hell kind of place is this? Like, why are we like, I don't know if there's bodies just somewhere like underneath the main floor just chilling.
It's part of the history.
Probably not. I'm guessing they got out at some point, or just like went
I'm
out there,
sure they
hid long enough for security to leave, and then jumped out. But I thought, I'm like, what are you like? How terrifying is that a security guard just going there and going like, what the fuck? I'm not paid for this.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
what's a. Are you serious?
They-
I'm not
yeah,
dealing
they-
with
they
this.
went up
Fuck
that
job.
way, and
That's calling the police there.
management
Yeah,
goes, "Why
fuck
didn't you
that.
chase them?" And they're like, "It's not my job."
Yeah,
to go
it's
through
not
the
my
ceiling
job.
I wouldn't
tiles.
go up there. That's like
I don't
risking
even
your
think
life.
they'd make you because like
No,
the chance
union would.
You get hurt. You get hurt.
you
Like
get hurt plus like the amount of shit that you would
Yeah.
possibly break. Like
Oh, yeah.
if you like
you
so
sever-
you rupture some data cables, now all of a sudden, well now you got to trace those cables
back to wherever.
fix them.
Yeah.
You got to pay an electrician to climb up into the ceiling grid. Like
Don't worry, we got people up there.
yeah, there's a couple of druggies up
We
there.
got a
Get them
couple
to
to
fix
watch. Just watch yourself when you're up there.
You might have to fight a few people.
Yeah.
Turns out there's a new society of people just
Yeah.
living in the ceilings.
Their paramedic comes out. He's been stabbed. He's like, "What the fuck?" I expect some hazard pay.
The electrician goes up there, comes back down. I've been crowned the king.
The underground society.
I will not be coming back.
But yeah, I just remember that, and I just think to myself, like, what kind of fucking place is it? Or the one time, I remember we had a lady come in, and her daughter had come in, like OD, like drugs, and essentially she comes in, and I immediately knew, I'm like, this is where it comes from, right? Like, holy shit, she came in like a bat out of hell. Like Mach 12 right out of the gate came in. What? And then like you could tell immediately when she started like incoherently yelling, essentially, "Well, my daughter!" And then we all just go there, and then like everyone at the desk immediately,
Sorry, what?
and like it's become like it's become normalized, right? You're almost like, what the hell is this? Like who's this? And then so she's trying to come in, and I'm like right at the door as she comes in. I'm like, can I help you, miss? And she's like, I don't need you. And like actually like pushes me aside. I'm like, oh shit, okay. Like if this is getting involved, like. Okay, we'll call security. And so we call security, and she's stumbling her way around, and ends up finding like we have hand sanitizer on the wall. And I just remember that she comes in with like a little, not a styrofoam cup, but like a little like a drink cup essentially. And she goes and she's chugging from this the whole time. She's flipping out. She goes and she falls over a nursing desk like, where is she? And like kind of falls over a nursing desk. And as she's like stumbling her way, like crawling her way up back the wall. the hand sanitizer's above her, and she gives a few pumps of hand sanitizer into her cup and keeps drinking it. I'm like, oh fucking Christ! Like
Best would be your just mouth just underneath it, like.
yeah, honestly, it was almost like that. And then so she takes the cup, continues. I'm like, oh dear Lord. So security finally comes and like kind of corrals her around the table. I'm not going. I want my daughter. And like, I'm sorry about everything going on in your life, but dear Lord, now is not the time. So security goes to bring her out, and as they're dragging her out, like she's not even fighting. She's just dead. She's dead weighted this time. Like she's getting dragged out. As she's getting dragged out, and I'll never forget this. She's like yelling at us and mid yelling. She's like, "Where's my daughter?" And then like just projectile vomits. As she's getting dragged out, it's just a trail of vomit going all the way out of the unit. And like it was the worst smell. Like we had housekeeping come immediately, but like it was easily one of the things.
So like,
just the look on her face when she's like, "Where's my daughter?" And then just like, and then like she's being dragged right, so it's like, "Where's my daughter?" And they're like, "Oh, it's just terrible." I swear, those are the moments where like, and I'm sorry if this is disturbing to anyone, but like, I work in healthcare. You gotta sensitize yourself to it. You just gotta.
So like when those things sort of happen and enter your facilities there, do you guys like just play rock paper scissors and the loser has to deal with everything?
Oh no! It's just like we call security. We just corral them so they don't bug any other patients. Because like essentially our whole thing is that like just don't fuck with anyone that are our patients. Like you can drink all the hand sanitizer you want. You can make a ruckus, yell at us, but like just make sure that the patients are secure.
Oh
so,
man, that's crazy.
yeah. So I just remember when security dragged her out and just the trail. And then,
What a mental image.
it was just like a moment where I'm like, this is why. I can see where you get your tendencies from. Ugh.
So we found your mom.
Found your mom.
She was not doing very well.
She
very
seems
well.
like
She didn't
a
have the
lovely
news very
person.
well.
And we had another guy, and I personally think this is my favorite moment since I've worked there. 2 a.m. Security guard kind of rushes in the room like, hey, you gotta see this, right? And I'm like,
That's a good sign.
and like, of course, we're in the hospital, and it's middle of the night, everyone's bored out of their minds. Hell yeah, we'll come see it. So nurses take turns, and everyone goes out. This guy is halfway out of the family room, wedged with a couch, wedged against his chest in the end of the door, right? Like a 3-person sofa, and he's sitting there and like just drooling, like drunk as a skunk. And the security comes out and says, look, he tried to steal a sofa by himself. Got halfway up the door frame, lost grip, the sofa kind of tumbled on him and then pinned him. Like he's not in like he's like in danger. Like it wasn't they checked.
He's just stuck, though.
He's just stuck. And he can't
Oh
get
my
out.
God.
And security comes up and asks him, and they're like, I even asked him, like, so what's the backstory on this? He's like, security's like, he told me he's an interior designer. He's just moving, he's moving this couch to the other room.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, it was just funny
That's
because
really good.
literally everyone just took turns coming out to be like, what the hell is this? Like, what is this?
I mean, kudos to him for doubling down.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
that's badass.
I couldn't come up with something
That's
that
really
smart.
badass.
Yeah. And then he essentially just says, like, I'm just moving this couch to that room. Okay.
Sure
It was
thing, buddy.
It was a bold move because it was just one man. It was a one-man operation on a 3-man sofa couch. And, like, he's on the 2nd floor of a hospital that's locked from the one area of the wing that he's in. So he'd have to take it, drag it all the way across to the other side. So I just thought, I'm like, you know what? You didn't plan this one through.
The best would have been like, so you didn't ask for any help? No, I got this.
I got it. I work solo.
It's either
That
that
works
or
so well.
fucking next thing you find him in like 8th floor of
Yeah.
the parking garage stairwell with a couch somewhere.
With a
You're just
couch.
like, what's the story?
Holy
here?
shit, he wasn't lying. He had the other couch right there.
did
He's
you do
swapping
this?
Yeah.
There's a lot of
It's
just
impressive.
It's
Actually, I'm an interior designer.
an interior designer.
Fuck, that's good.
He works in interior design, don't you know?
He works late nights. And he drinks on the job.
He drinks on the job.
And he wasn't hired for
when you're
this
the boss. When you're the boss, you can do whatever the hell you want.
Do what you want.
That's true.
Yeah.
Oh, the healthcare
Yeah.
stories.
That's crazy. Oh,
All right. Well. On that note, I think we've gone on a wild adventure on this podcast here.
we dove into some real shit. In
like
this
literally,
podcast.
literally. This is one with all the doo doo.
We should put
Yeah.
a notification at the start of the episode or something. Getting in some real.
I'll slap on something.
It has to say majority male viewer.
So if you like this podcast, please like and subscribe because I'm the only subscriber so far and probably the only liker.
I'm not gonna subscribe to this shitty channel. You kidding me?
Another
He
shit
knows,
joke.
he
I
knows,
get it.
he knows what kind of content goes on here.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. Can't trust it.
All right. Well, thank you all for joining me, and hopefully we'll get back to this next week. All right. Yeah.
Bye.